I think it was around that time, 1979, that Mas Fukai, who was the mayor of the city of Gardena at that time, which was in Congressman Dymally's 31st congressional district, Mas had a town hall meeting featuring Mervyn Dymally, and he invited me to that meeting. You know, simple question, and I raised my hand, and I said, Congressman Dymally, could you tell us your position on Japanese American redress and reparations? And the congressman looked at Mas and said, Mas, I'm not familiar with that issue. And Mas Fukai, you know, he's leaning against the wall, and he goes, well, Merv, that's the most important issue to the Japanese American community. And Merv says, really? And he says, well, I'd like to invite you to my office and, you know, have you tell me about it. So I immediately after the meeting, you know, we set up a time, you know, I sat down with him, I talked to him about it. Of course he knew about the camp experience. He had even written columns about it in this Detroit Free Press newspaper, and, you know, Merv said he would introduce legislation. And I remember we recruited Gerald Sato to help us, you know, do some of the language. And I remember a meeting at my parents' house. I wasn't living there anymore, but, you know, they have a bigger house. And I made brunch for Merv and I think Bert, Lillian, Jim, and Gerald Sato. I can't remember if Alan was there, but at least it was us there. And so I cooked breakfast for them, and we talked, and then Merv rolled up his shirt sleeves, went through every line of the legislation and said, I think we should change this here, and we need to do this there. And I mean, he was committed, you know, to work on it. And it was, you know, I really respected him, and I mean, he never had he didn't waver at all. When it finally was introduced, it was calling for $25,000, you know, and you know, of course, the presidential apology and some other funds. And the Congressional Black Caucus was the first one to sign on, and they were quickly followed by the Hispanic Caucus.